Hello everyone, my name is Alphonse Prakash and today's video I'll be talking about how I got into TCS after doing my BCA. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to get all the latest news about BCA because I make videos about data structures and algorithms and content which are specific to BCA students. Thank you. So I appeared for TCS 2021 NQT exams whose notifications were out by the end of January. So I just filled the NQT form. At my time it was free, but now they charge some money. So I just filled the form, and after few days I got the mail that I have to go to their center for giving the exam. So I just gave the exam. There were actually 4 exams of mine. First was aptitude, second was personality assessment, third was IT basics, and fourth was programming knowledge. Okay. So these 4 exams happened in 2 days, 2 consecutive days. So in the first day I had my aptitude and my personality assessment. So for aptitude I prepared from Rachit Rastogi's video, whose link I will be putting in the description. It is completely free and I studied for like 15 days for this exam, and that's it. And talking about the personality assessment, there were like few questions asked from us. It was a 30 minutes exam, so there were few behavioral questions asked in which you have to select the option which you think is the most relevant. So after giving this 2.5 hours of aptitude exam and 30 minutes of personality assessment round, I just came home, and next day I had to go again for giving the IT basics exam and my programming exam. So for IT basics, the questions were completely abstract. So if you are looking for something to prepare for IT basics, then actually there is like no resources available because the questions asked were very abstract. It was like asking us anything like what are the shortcuts for this in PowerPoint, or who is the CEO of this company. So they were asking literally any types of questions. So you cannot literally prepare for it. And like everyone in the examination hall just gave the exam in 20 minutes or something by just clicking some random options, because there were like no one who was actually knowing the answers of all the questions. Okay. So after this we had a programming round in which we were asked 10 MCQ questions and 2 programming questions. The MCQ questions focused on data structures and algorithms, and they were like questions on DQ and linked list and trees and graphs. And they were like 2 programming questions which were like really very simple, means anyone with a knack of programming would have easily been able to solve both the questions. The first question was really simple, like you are given a radius of the circle and you have to print the area of the circle. That's it. It was that simple. But the catch was that you have to print the rounded off value. So if the value is not rounded to the 2 decimal places, so your answer will not be accepted. So this was the catch, and like literally most of them were not knowing the mathematical function of how to do this. So they didn't get this, so they were not able to create the test cases. So this was the first question, and second question was based on the Caesar cipher technique. So it was actually a question like we are given a string and we have to encode it in a such a way that all the characters should get like converted to its like given list. So actually the list was like, suppose you have A, so you have to convert it into Z. You are given B, so you have to convert it into Y, and vice versa. So it was actually sequential. So it was actually based on ASCII code and a little bit of Caesar cipher. So it was really very simple, and it was based on character arrays. So again I was able to solve it very easily, and the languages which I used were Python and C++. For the first question I solved using Python because I was knowing the rounding of function in Python, and the second question I solved it in C++ because C++ is my primary language. And one recommendation which I can give is, like, there were many programmers in the hall who were not able to solve their questions using Java. They were facing some problems with the IDE, and yeah, the IDE was really bad. It means for Python you have to actually click on spaces to get a proper indentation. So it was really bad IDE, but still it was manageable, and the questions were very simple, so I was easily able to crack it. The results were announced 1 month after the exam. So I was just waiting for 1 month, and then after 1 month I got the results that I got this much % in my exams. So I was very happy with my marks. It was a very good marks. So after the exams, like on 15th of March, I got the letter from the recruiter that he wants to take my technical round. So all my friends had already given the technical round. So they were like telling that the questions are asked from OOPS language. Sorry, the questions were asked from OOPS concept or the operating system or something linked to networking. These all things. But actually my resume was very bulky because I had mentioned some projects on Django, and I even mentioned an internship experience. So my technical round was completely different. So first they told me to introduce myself. So I told that my name is this, and I gave a basic introduction of mine. And after that they asked me a lots of questions. They were like just asking questions continuously from me. So they were more interested. They were actually more interested in my projects. So first I picked a project from my resume, and they were like asking questions from that project to me. So the questions were like, how did you make it? Means which all technologies did you use? What all problems did you face? What do you think can replace these problems? How did you solve your problems? And do you think there is a replacement for your app in real world from how you got the inspiration? And like they were asking a lots of questions from my project, and they even were concerned about the internal functionalities. So I was actually giving an example of blogging website which has like and dislike feature, and it also has replies and view counters things. So they were actually asking that how did you implement the view counter, how did you implement the like functionality, what was the database schema, how did you normalize it. They were asking like literally all the questions related to my project. So it was a really detailed kind of a technical round. So after doing all this, they were like more interested in knowing about my problem solving skills because I had mentioned that I am a 5-star on HackerRank. So they asked me questions like, what is the time complexity of bubble sort, what is the time complexity of linear search, and they actually told me to write a program of how to implement a linear search. They told me to open my notebook and share my screen and type how to implement a linear search in a unsorted array. So after all this, they were asking me some behavioral questions like, suppose you are working with us for 2 years, and then we actually decide you to change your technology. So what will be your reaction? So I gave a very smart answer for this. And they also asked me a lot of questions like, what are constructors, how many types of constructors are there, and all this. So in my case, I can say that my technical round lasted for over 50 minutes. But I can say that all my friends who gave the interview, their technical round only was like of 15 minutes or 14 minutes or 13 minutes. So one thing is very important, that if you are having a good resume, then obviously they will be asking you lots of questions from you, and you have to be very particular that if you are not able to explain anything in your resume, so please don't put it. Like my friends who were like not having any projects or have not done any internships, they were just writing that they know the basics of all the concepts which are taught in the BCA, and the questions were completely from those things. Like the questions were, what are abstract classes, what is a pure virtual function, and like questions like different types of constructors, what is a static variable. Means they were asking these types of questions to them. But for me my questions were mainly project focused. And after all this, they did my document verification, and they even asked me some HR related questions. See, actually there were like 5 to 6 people in the panel, so they were doing HR and technical at the same time. So they were like rapidly asking questions one after one. And on 15th I gave my test, means the technical round, and on 16th I got my offer letter. So I can say one thing, that TCS is really fast. Means they just took 1 day to process my offer letter. So yeah, TCS is really very fast. So now we're talking about different types of recruitment which TCS has. So one is TCS Incubate. So in TCS Incubate, they actually hire people from IITs and top NITs, and they give them a very good package of 12 lakh per annum, and they actually get some R&D related jobs like research and development. So this is the best profile which they have, but tier 3 students are not eligible. So they have another profile which is the digital profile, in which only BTech students are eligible. So for that they have a package of 6 to 8 lakhs, and then they have Ninja. Again, BTechs are only eligible for it, and for them the package is somewhere around 23-24 something. And for BC and BSc IIT students, they have 2 hiring processes. One is TCS Smart Hiring, and second is TCS Ignite Hiring. So actually people say that they both are same, but actually they both are not same. Means in TCS Smart Hiring, it's for like everyone can appear for it. All the BC students and all the BSc IT math students can appear for it. But out of all the appearing students, they select top 1000 students, and they get a meal for Ignite. And actually there's a problem with the TCS, like all the Ignite mails goes in spam. So if you're not getting your Ignite mail, so please check your spam folder regularly, because all the Ignite offer letters are actually in the spam folders. So always keep on checking your spam folders to get all the details about the Ignite. So not all the people get Ignite, only the top 1000 gets the Ignite and others get the Smart Hiring. So salary wise they both are same, but Ignite students get MCA offers from Sastra University, and comparatively the projects offered to Ignite students are better than Smart Hiring. Comparatively, it's not very huge difference, but yeah, there is some difference between the offers of Ignite and Smart Hiring. So salary wise they are same, but project wise they might differ. So that's it. And after few days they even send us an explore mail, in which there was like we would have got a joining bonus if we were able to clear the explore program. So actually this process was quite late, but like 2 days back they have started sending joining letters to all the students. So, and we have not even completed our graduation yet. So that's how I cleared the TCS NQT exam. Means I got the Ignite offer, and I really think that's not very difficult. Means you can easily get it by just studying for like 10 to 15 days for NQT, and you have to be like thorough with all the curriculums which are taught throughout the BC or BSc computer science. So I think that's literally everything you need. Particularly in my example, I studied from Rachita Stogi's video. It is completely free. He has some mock papers also, and you can almost give out those mock papers and you can assess yourself, and that's literally everything. So the salary they have offered us is 13,500 rupees per month, and they are actually going to send us to Chennai for our training. But this year they are not going to send us to Chennai because of the COVID scenarios. But if there would have been no COVID, then we would have gone to Chennai, and we are actually getting paid in the training program as well. And yes, you will be getting paid in all the 6 months of your training. And like they have different topics which are like giving you the basics of all the things which you have studied in your BCA. Like you will be getting a revision of operating system, networking, and some other project related tools and stuff. When you have to give an exam to pass, and then only you will be finally joining TCS. So that's all from the video, and please hit the subscribe button if you really like the video, because it really motivates me when someone subscribes my video. And please could put down a comment if you have any queries about the entire recruitment process. I would be more than happy to explain all your queries. And that's literally everything. Thank you.